open-minded, and always, I firmly believe in the saying, the impossible is always possible.
Selena was so sensual, so hot, so sexy, so feminine. What do you mean she used her masculinity, Mel? What are you talking about? There's nothing masculine about her. Really? Oh my God. Take out a pen and paper. Let me teach you a thing or two. Selena was very on top of her masculine energy. That's how she was able to keep up. We're going to talk about this in the Weaponize Your Masculinity Masterclass this Sunday at 7 p.m. YourLevelUpGuru.net. Sign up available. In order for any woman to stay consistent with a goal, to have multiple streams of income, to have multiple businesses, brands, opportunities, keeping up with tours, shows, schedules, her vocals, her dancing, rehearsals, staying on time, staying on top of things, travel, that's masculine energy. High achieving women are women with high levels of masculine energy. People have villainized masculine energy on a woman the same way they have villainized feminine energy on a man. We both have masculine and feminine energy, ladies and gentlemen. We both have that. Selena had a lot of masculine energy. That's why she was able to keep up the way that she did. Insert Michelle Obama, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Kim Kardashian, Oprah Winfrey. These are women with jam-packed schedules that hustle like men. They may be feminine, but they still hustle like men. That's why they're at where they're at. That consistency that you guys see, the consistency, that's masculine. I'll teach you.
If you don't resonate or align with my teachings, then my content is not for you. Avoid commenting, subscribing, or interacting. Instead, go to a page where you resonate. If you comment something foul, disrespectful, or like something foul or disrespectful, you will be blocked. I will also block you if you comment any contradictory to my message. I don't post for your agreement, so please think about that before you run and comment, I don't agree. Think about that. It doesn't matter. I post what I am led to post. Your agreement or okay was never needed. I don't need your permission. Let's get into it.
Guys about this on Sunday, how to tap into that, because women need, if you don't want to be successful, okay, before I get into Selena, if you don't want to be successful as a woman and achieve your dreams and goals, this video is not for you. Go ahead and be the Aunt Jemima, because this video is for women who want to leave their mark in the world and who are willing to put in the work to do so. This is not for every woman. Not every woman is into this. Not every woman has the structure to do this or desires to. Not every woman wants to reach goals, right? Let's get into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, smart women in masculinity, Selena Quintanilla. I apologize if I can't pronounce her name perfectly, but I think I'm getting there. Quintanilla. Selena is a beautiful example of a woman using her masculinity, her masculine energy, the right way. Okay? You slamming doors and slamming cabinets, being straight, a big bully, that's not how masculine energy should be used, by the way. I don't know what that is. It's the ability to have structure, order, resilience, and keep up. We'll talk about that in the Weaponize Your Masculine Energy Masterclass. Selena Quintanilla, born April 16th, 1971, laid to rest March 31st, 1995, or passed March 31st, 1995, at just 23 years old. A rock star. A rock star. We all know how women respond to women who have weaponized their masculinity. They don't like it because a woman who has weaponized her masculinity makes other women look lazy. makes other women look like they're just getting by. It makes other women feel insecure. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. It makes them feel like you're unattainable. Insert this clip.
Brought back that like hope of like girls could rap. You know what I mean? Because for a long time, like Nicki seemed so like unattainable, and like, you know, that's part of the lore too.
Yes.
Of why I was so obsessed, because I'm like, only she could do it.
That is Ice Spice talking about how Cardi B made hip hop rapping as a woman look attainable. When a woman is fully weaponized her masculinity, like Nicki Minaj, you viewed as unattainable to a lot of women because your work ethic, it's hard for them to match that. It requires them to respect the masculine energy. Okay, so Selena Quintanilla, prior to turning 10 years old, Selena was already using her music funds. To support her family. In order for a 10-year-old to support her family, that is a woman who is extremely balanced. A 10-year-old usually would not be able to handle that kind of pressure. Prior to turning 10, Selena was already using the money and the funds that she was making from her music to support her family. Why? Because she already had the work ethic. She had consistency. She had drive and responsibility. A lot of people saw Selena in her older years, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and many people thought that that's when her music started. No, this woman has been working since she was like 5. She has been singing and putting her best foot forward since she was a 5-year-old. You started to see the fruits of her labor when things finally started to kick off, but that was after years of being consistent and constant. She had consistency, she had drive and responsibility. Selena had to sacrifice a lot of things. When a woman weaponizes her masculinity and embraces her masculine energy, you're gonna sacrifice a lot. And you're going to hurt a lot of people in the process of sacrificing. Not because you're hurting them intentionally, but because you have a job to do. And you can't allow them to take that seat that they want. So when a woman starts to weaponize her masculine energy, it's going to be a little bit of a tug of war between you and your lover. Men are not used to women who have structure and order. Men have been programmed that a woman with structure and order is a danger to him, when in reality, a woman with structure and order is a benefit to you. Selena had to sacrifice a lot of things in order to get to where she is. She had to sacrifice her high school experience.
Your schoolwork.
I can't say that I'm not in school. I'm still in school, but I don't go to public school. I get my work at home from Chicago. I have American school, and I graduate through that. I don't have a teacher or anything. I just do all my work by myself and send it to the mail through the mail.
How do you feel about that? Is that better for you, or do you like that better, or would you prefer going back to school?
I kind of miss going to school.
At Oso High School, a woman weaponizing her masculinity understands that she will have to spend certain seasons building as opposed to having fun. When you weaponize your masculinity, ladies, you're gonna see life from a different lens. Which is why I always tell you, ladies, that the higher a woman ascends and goes up the ladder, the more successful a woman becomes. She separates herself from women because they don't understand the sacrifices you had to make to get to where you are. They just see where you are, but they didn't see the sacrifices. And what people don't understand, they destroy. When I see a woman who has built something, I don't get in the way of that because I'm building something. And I know the time and the energy and the blood and the sweat and the tears and the 3-hour sleep nights, staying up till 4, 5, 6 a.m. putting something out. I understand her hustle and I respect it. But women who have never weaponized their masculinity, when they see a woman who has it all, they don't respect it because they've never done it. Therefore, they easily destroy it. Insert Yolanda. Yolanda wasn't singing since she was 10 years old. Yolanda wasn't there when Selena was 4, 5, 6, 7, constantly doing rehearsals and rehearsals and rehearsals and rehearsals. She wasn't there when Selena had to keep booking shows to pay her family's mortgage. But because she didn't understand the sacrifice that was put into this young lady's brand, she took her life. When a woman weaponizes her masculinity, the more you increase in your craft, the less you'll have women around you, because women who don't understand will destroy. Okay? Selena understood she was building a legacy. Okay? So she had to stay on the road a lot. And I'm sure that was probably a little bit depressing for her. To constantly be on the road and, people are going to prom and your schoolmates are going to prom and Busch Gardens and they're going on all these field trips. And unfortunately, you can't do that because you have a brand and you're on the road and you're taking care of your entire family financially. Women who weaponize their masculinity have a lot of responsibility on their plate. They're under a lot of pressure. But at the end of the day, it's worthwhile. Wow, because she knew that she had a legacy and she loved her family and she wanted to show her love for them by taking care of them. That's real big. When you got mouths to feed, as a woman, not many women can have the power to know that I got a bunch of mouths that I need to feed. So I don't really have time to be messing up.
Got everything done here, huh?
Yeah, it's taking shape. This is just one big paint and body shop, and they filled up these huge drawers. Right here, they're going to make a recording studio, so we don't have to go out of town to record. We'll have a digital studio.
Selena had a multifaceted schedule. Okay, a woman who weaponizes her masculinity has a schedule that is multifaceted. When a woman is weaponizing her masculinity, she has to be able to keep up with more than one thing at a time. Okay, a woman who is weaponizing her masculinity is a multifaceted woman, which is why these women tend to intimidate men a lot. Why? Because she's not one-dimensional. She's just not just a cute girly. No, she's a cute girly that can do multiple things. Selena was visiting schools, visiting foundations, giving back to her community as much as she could, talking to kids, talking to students. Even when she was on the road performing, she would stop at schools, universities, foundations, nonprofit organizations to give back. Do you understand how tired you have to be? How tired you must be, but it didn't matter. Why? Because she had a goal. Women who weaponize their masculinity have a goal. Selena opened up a fashion boutique. She designed her own clothing line, operated her boutique sports stores, and even took business classes. So hold on. I beg your pardon? So you're telling me that this woman had a relationship, was married, had a band and family that relied on her, was an international superstar, was doing a bunch of humanitarian work, and she had her own boutique and clothing line? Where does it stop? It doesn't stop, because a woman who weaponizes her masculinity is operating on maximum levels. She can do more than one thing.
When I'm not performing or I don't have to do special TV things, I like to be like this, relaxed, just like anybody else. This is more for show. Right now, they're fixing to resand the floors. These are the original wooden floors that were in the home.
As for Selena's boutique and salon in Corpus Christi, it was still being worked on when we dropped by. The Tejano singer wants to explore her talents away from music.
The manicure stations, you can see them right here. where they're going to be doing nails. Back here in this last room over here is going to be where they're going to be giving massages.
By 23, Selena was a Grammy Award winning artist. 17 albums. This woman had 17 albums by 23 years old. 17 albums by 23 years old. And most people can't even go to the gym for 17 days straight. And that's not me degrading or being condescending, but that's just showing you how your masculine energy is dormant. You can't even be consistent in going to the gym for 17 days straight. That's 2 weeks and 3 days that you're struggling to keep up with. This woman had 17 albums by 23 years old and owned boutiques and design clothing. So when a woman is in that state of being, of weaponizing her masculinity and taking care of herself, she is separating herself from the masses, separating herself from women. Yeah. Most women, their masculine energy is dormant, or the only time it comes in, they translate masculine energy as being a bully, bullying people, attacking women physically, and being combative and arrogant and annoying. That's how women use their masculine energy. It's incorrect. Because what's it doing for you? How is that increasing your life in any way? There's no increase. Because you're not using the energy the way it's supposed to be used. Your masculinity is supposed to be used in a specific way. Consistently working towards a common goal. Even if you don't see the results, you're still showing up. We'll talk about this in the class this Sunday. I'm very excited because this will stir up power in women, because I have big expectations for women. I do think that women can do it. I think women are capable. I think that women just have to open their hearts and their minds and their psyches to new horizons, to understand that you have been misinformed. Many women, especially the women who become housewives, get a reality check when they feel unfulfilled. Insert Aisha Curry. Women are meant to live full lives of dreams and goals that are accomplished, and no man should be stopping you from that. If he is, then he's getting in the way of your calling. Fellas, when you encounter a woman, God has plans for her. It's not just you that has plans for her. She has things that she needs to accomplish. And that shouldn't bother you. And it's narcissistic if it does, because you're not her only goal. Just like she's not your only goal. I'm always going to encourage men and women to stop living life embedded in their ego and understand that it's not all about you. Not everything is about you. Some people were placed on this planet to reach their dreams and goals. And if you're a woman listening to this, take Selena and her work ethic and her dreams and her goals that she reached as an example of what it looks when a woman weaponizes her masculinity. But additionally, take it as an example of what happens to women who see a woman weaponizing her masculinity. That's what they do to Nikki. They want you gone. Because women are not used to that type of energy on a woman. They're not used to that force, being ferocious, dedicated. Women don't see that. Women have not been taught to be that way. They have been taught that that energy is okay on a man. It's okay for a man to be driven, accomplished, focused, achieving, reaching new heights. But the minute they see a woman doing it, they want to destroy her. Because psychologically, they have been programmed that a woman is supposed to be what? Basic and getting by. It's all backwards. Masculine energy, masculinity, masculine essence. One of the most powerful forces, women are being taught to not use it. Shame on those who don't do their personal workings. Masculine essence and energy is the ability to build a business, build a brand, build a store, build an online platform. That is not feminine energy. So any woman that suppresses her masculinity or uses it incorrectly by being combative and aggressive, you don't really know how masculinity is supposed to be used. You don't know. It's been villainized. People have villainized masculinity on a woman. Fellas, the masculinity that you're talking about, the masculine energy that you guys are saying that you don't want women to have, that's not really masculine energy. A woman being an adult, like Miss Selena, and being able to stay consistent and stay on top of things and have structure and order. You don't want a woman who doesn't have any type of masculinity, because she's going to be a mess. And you're going to have to constantly be cleaning up her mess all the time. You want a woman who can think, who can perform, who can protect your children, who can build structure in the home for your children. You have to be willing to weaponize your masculinity as a woman. Masculinity is not bad. Masculine energy is not bad. I don't know why people keep saying that. Masculine energy is the ability to reach a goal. Masculinity is what? Goal-oriented, structurally, orderly, being able to show up on times, precision, logic, rationality. Nothing about that is bad. So with the October spooky season coming around and holiday season, make sure you guys are okay being the villain. Yes, villainhood is a real thing, and that's what this class is going to talk about. We are going to speak on the characteristic traits and approaches you have to take when you are no longer living your life to be accepted and validated by people while accepting their bad behavior. Sometimes being the protector in your book looks like being a villain in another person's book. It's all a psychological mind game. If you don't choose yourself, if you don't choose your happiness, if you are not unapologetically you and winning without feeling apologetic about it, guess what? People are going to view you as a villain. But if you already walk in villainhood, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is going to be a good class, especially in conjunction with weaponizing your masculinity. You have to get comfortable with being viewed as a villain. You need a strong mental mind to accept people villainizing you because you are being and doing your best.